Hey fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to draft and sew this trendy turtleneck crop top with a chic low back twist that adds instant style and confidence. Whether you're sewing for fun, fashion or your wardrobe upgrade, this step-by-step guide will make it super easy for you. So grab your fabric and let's get started. So I have a pattern paper which I'll be drawing the edge line with 1 inch. I'll draw the edge line with 1 inch like this. So after you're done getting the 1 inch edge line, what you do next is to look for your neck line, which I did for this. I did 2.5. I marked 2.5, then over 2.5, 2.5 over 2.5. Then I will use a curve rule to connect the points together. We are drafting both the back and the front pattern in one pattern, so I'll be drafting the back here also, which I'll look for the back depth, which is 1 inch. I did 1 inch over the 2.5 inches, which I'll also curve like this, just like this. So we've gotten the both front and back neck line. So what we'll do next is to look for our length, that's and the top length, that's the sleeve length. So you measure from your shoulder to how long you want the sleeve, sorry. So what I did was I measured from here. I did 19 inches, which I will mark my 19 inches. I'll mark the 19 inches like this, then add 1 inch sewing allowance, that's a folding allowance for the sleeve. So after I finished with this, what I did next was to look for the length of the front and the front. So what I did was my underbust, I measured my underbust, which is 14.5, and I added 1.5 inches, which is making it 16 inches. I had to add 1.5, which made it 16 inches for the front because it's a crop top. So I extended the 16 inches to this side also, which I will connect with a straight row. And remember, the back side of the top is a low top, sorry. The back side is low. So what I did here was I measured the same length which I have on the sleeve line. I just did the same length on this front half, and then that's a crop top. So the back side, what I did was I did 23.5. You can decide how long you want your back side, but what I did, the back length, but what I did was to measure to my hip depth from my shoulder. Then I marked like this. I had to reduce some inches, so I did 23.5. So you can do how long you want. It's up to you how long you want it. So I measured the 23.5. I extended it to this part, which my initial measurement was supposed to be 24, but I will return it back with a curve very soon. So I have to join the lines together like this, the points like so. So after we're done doing this, I have this as the back and this as the front. So after we're done doing this, what I did next was to come down 1.5 from the sleeve line. It came down 1.5, which is the shoulder slope. I'll connect slant, sorry, I'll connect back to the neckline just like this. So from this point here, what I'll do next is to measure how wide you want your sleeve opening. That's your biceps. It's up to you. So I did 10 inches. You can do lesser, you can do higher. So I measure the 10 inches like this, which I will join the lines together with a straight rule. So I had to join the lines together here with a straight rule. So after I was done doing this, I came in by 1.5 inches from the sleeve length like this. I am sorry, the opening. I came in by 1.5 inches, which I made a straight rule to connect the lines. After doing this, what I did was to make a curve back to the half front length, just like this. Just make a curve straight down to the slant curve, not too curvy, just straight down to the um, front length. Then we got this now as our front length, that's the side, while the other side is the back. So what you do next is to connect with a curve, just the way I'm doing it like this. Let me get slant with you. I'm using pencil first to do this before I connect with our marker. So you have to make a curve just like the way I'm doing it. Then let me outline it for us to see. I'll use marker to outline it. Then I'll outline it like this. Just connect with the curve. Let me use the curve to make it to arrange the curve. Sorry. So I'll curve it like this, back to the back length, which my pattern paper wasn't enough, but I will be using from the fabric. I'll be connecting the curve down a little, maybe by half of an inch. I'll do that later when I'm cutting on fabric. So after we're done doing this, what we'll do next, we're cutting the both the fronts. We have this as both the front and the back pattern, both the front and the back. So what we'll do now is to cut out the pattern paper, which I'll be doing right now. Make sure you mark the 1.5 inches or 1 inch for the folding of the sleeve. Just make a point there so you know that the sleeve is stopping on your 1 inch, not 1.5. Remember we added 1 inch on the sleeve allowance, so you mark a notch there to know that that is where you're folding your sleeve, just 1 inch. Then on this side you mark unfold, you label it as unfold, because we'll be placing the pattern unfold on our fabric. Both back and front will be unfold. So what you do now is, when you measure, make sure you mark the slit on the back, because without you putting a slit on the back, there's no way you can wear the top. So I had to go down by 6 inches from the back measurement, and I just marked a point there, so I will know that there's a slit there, which I'll be opening to give us the open back to pass, so I will be able to wear the top, because it's a turtleneck and there's no zipper. So after I was done doing that, I had to cut out the pattern, which I'll be cutting out like so. I'll be adding the curve on the fabric, so I had to cut it out like this, the sleeve side. Then when you come to the neckline, I cut the neckline. I had to trim out the neckline just away from, I didn't add any inches on the neckline. I trimmed from the back, not from the front. Please trim from the back, because we are cutting the back pattern first before the front. We'll use the same pattern for both front and back. So after cutting the back, we'll have to cut the front. So I cut the pattern like we should have in our pattern, like so. We'll be cutting on fabric. I had to bring my fabric, which I have 2 inches here, but I'll and 2 yards, sorry, but I'll be using 1.5 yards of fabric. So I had to place my pattern on the unfold part of the fabric, which I'll place like this. Then I'll have to make the other curve. Remember I said I'll be curving it in, adding half of an inch. So I had to use the chalk to just make the curve back like this with a half of an inch. So when you do this, you add your half of an inch allowance. You can make it 1 inch, but I'm doing half of an inch allowance, just like so. I'll be adding half of an inch allowance on the sides like this. I will not add on the sleeve part because I added already. Then the shoulder side, I'll add half of an inch, but the neckline for the back, I did not add the allowance to it because I want to sew in from the neckline on the back. So after doing this, we have the back like this. What we'll do next is to make a slit. Remember we made a notch of 6 inches on the back, so you just make a pin down. I will have to pin down like this, and you pin down like this. You make a slit that's just opening. I'll open from the neckline. This is the back pattern, please, the back pattern, not the front. You open from the back to the 6 inches line, you and that's the notch you have. You open like so to the 6 inches, just like this. You mark like so. So when you are done doing this, we are done with the back pattern, we're done cutting the back pattern. What you have to do now is to remove the pins. I had to remove the pins because I use a crepe, light crepe, for this pattern, for this design. Sorry, you can use any fabric of choice. So after cutting the back, what I did next was to cut the front, but I had to pin this back and down. That's a slit opening, so I'll be able to cut a facing for it. So I'll cut the front. Sorry, let me mark this at the wrong side. I'll cut the front pattern, which I will be removing the back. Remember we have the front pattern as straight while the back is curvy. So what we'll do now is to remove the back, cut through the line for the front. That's why I labeled it as the front and the back. So we have to cut through the line for the front, add 2 inches on the down, which will be folding to give that the front effect. Remember, the front is not, they didn't sew the front on the thumbnail. They only fold and stayed it with a stitch, so hemming stitch, sorry. So we have to cut the part and the line, then cut the neckline also. That's the front neckline. So when you're done doing this, what you do next now is to cut on fabric. So I had to place it on fabric like this, which I did unfold also. I'll pin down, then add the 2 inches. Remember we said 2 inches on the down part. Depends on you how wide you want the down to be. That's the folding. If you want it to be very wide, you can do 3 inches, so that by the time you fold, you're having 1.5 wideness. So I'm doing I first of all did 1.5, which I later added half of an inch to it to make it 2 inches on this part. So I marked the lines like so. Then I want to add half of an inch because I want it 1 inch wide. So I have to add half of an inch. So by the time I fold, I'll be having 1 inch. I'll use half of an inch to fold to the 1 inch. I don't know if you are getting this. So you cut through like this, cut your half of an inch on the side. The sleeve, you're not cutting any, you're not adding because you've added on the pattern. So you cut your, this time you're adding allowance on the neckline, then you cut on your shoulder line also, add allowance also. So after doing this, you're done cutting for the front. We have the front like this, and we have the back also. Let's keep the pattern aside. Sorry, let me remove this pen. Then we have the front here, and we have the back, which I'll be cutting facing for the back. We have the back like this, the slit opening of 6 inches. You can make it smaller, but I prefer 6 inches so that your head it can pass through my head very well. So I went ahead to cut the facing for the back. I did I'll be placing it like this. Just watch the way I'm doing it. Just arrange the pattern, then place the sleeves on the front sleeve. Place it on, that's the side center front to the center back. Then the sleeves should be meeting the sleeves just like this, the way I'm doing it like so. Make sure the sleeves are meeting. Then what you do next is, remember we have 2 inches allowance for the down part of the front. So just mark your 2 inches allowance like this. Then you mark the back like so, because this is where the front and the back will join on the side will be meeting. So you mark it like this. Make sure you do this so you know where they are meeting to fold the other side. So you make a notch on this part. So after doing this, what we'll do next is to go ahead to, by the time you fold, you fold your front, you'll be having the side, the notch. You see the reason why we have the notch on that part. So after we're done doing this, I'll be going through the machine to fold. I will not sew this, it's only the back facing I'll be sewing. I'll fold like this, then use hemming stay to stay, that's to keep the fabric together like this, just to give me a knitting front, because I don't want a line through the front side. So I'll be using any stay to do this, but the back side I'll be sewing the back side just to give the back facing. So I went ahead to do that. I did the facing for the back, which I'm having it like this, just like so. I also did the folding. We're having the V part like this. Then I the folding also on the front part. We're having the folding on the front part, which I just ironed like this. So we got in the front like so, and we have the back like this. So what we'll do next is to place the front, that's the right side of the fabric of the front facing you, then the right side of the back facing the right side of the front, just the right side facing right side of the fabric. So you place the shoulders like this, and just like so, place the shoulders meeting. You pin down this side, then do this also on the other side. Pin down the shoulder like this, just like so, which will be sewing through with our half of an inch allowance we kept. So you sew half of an inch on the both side, you sew half of an inch on both sides. So I'll be doing that, then I'll bring for us to see. So I went ahead to sew, and this is what we're having as the after sewing the shoulder. This is what we're having. I went ahead also to fold the sleeve. Remember we did 1 inch, so I just did half of an inch to make it 1 inch. I folded it down also with a half of an inch which we left, just like this. And we're having, well, I folded it down, we're having our top like this. So what we'll do now is to is to draft the neck. That's the sorry, is to draft the sorry, is to draft the neck part. That's a turtleneck for the top. So what I did was to fold the back, unfold like this. I measured the back, which I have 3 1/4. I wrote that down. I measured the front also, which I have 4 1/4 also. So what I did next, after I got the measurements for both neck, the front and the back, I had to bring out a pattern paper. I brought out the pattern paper. You can make any pattern paper of choice. There's no fixed measurement on the pattern paper. I just made it straight. I used the straight pattern paper, which I drew a line, 1 inches line as our edge line. From that line, what I did, I measured the both lines, that's from one end to the another, and I folded. I divided what I have into two as a midpoint. As I looked for the midpoint of the line. So when I got this midpoint, what I did was, remember we have our back folded like this. So I measured the back, what we have on our back, that's 3 1/4. I measured it here like this from the point, that's the midpoint. I had to measure the 3 1/4. Let me use a marker to be visible. I use a 3 1/4, which we have it here as the back, and the front side also. Remember we have our 4.2. So I measure the 4.2 like this, and we have it the line like this. So what we need to do next is from this back side, the back point, go up by 1/4 inch, just like the way I'm doing it. So when you go up from that 1/4 inch, make a curve back to the center line, that's the mid line, just like the way I'm doing it. Watch it like this. Take the curve like this to the midline. So after you're done doing this, you go back to the front side, you go up by 1/2 inch, just the way I'm doing it like this. Connect it also back to this is the front, connect it also back to the midline, which is like this, mark back to the midline. So we have the front and the back. So what you do next, from the front side, go up by 1.5. This will determine how wide you want the collar to be. That's the um turtleneck. So I did 1.5. You can do 2 inches, it's up to you. So you do 1.5. I mark a straight through. I did also on this part, I measured from the center, the center 1.5 also. That's the midline, which we did the straight line divided by 2. I did 1.5 also here. I marked the 1.5, which I connected with a straight rule like so. So because I don't want the lines to be straight, I want it a little bit not straight. So what I did was to go in by 1/4 inch, which I marked like this, and I made a straight rule down to the line, which that's the 1/2 inch line like this. I did that also on the other side, 1/4 inch like this. Then you mark with a straight rule down to the 1/4 inch on the down part. So what you do next is to connect the points, which you connect from this 1/4 inch to this half, then the midpoint to the other side, just to make it curve. You just make a curve rule like this, which you have from here. You have it like this to this point. Then from that other side, that's the front line, you have it also to this line. So after you're done doing this, we have the pattern for the turtleneck. So what you do now is just to label the upper part, so you know the side that is up and know the side that is going to the down part, so you don't make mistake. So what you do now is to cut out, just cut like so. You cut through the lines like this. Meanwhile, when you're cutting, remember to make the front unfold, so you know when you're cutting, you know that part is unfold, there's no line going through that part. So I got a pattern like this, which I have like this. What I did next was to bring my fabric just like this. I folded the fabric, just a small piece of fabric I folded it like this into two, then taking it again from the midpoint from the folded part, I folded it again, making it into four. So I folded it to four sides. So what you do now is to place the unfold parts of the pattern on the unfold part of the fabric. Remember, we have the fabric now as four, because we are cutting both the facing and the main fabric. So when you do this, just pin down, you pin it down on the unfold part like this, pin down the other side just like so. So what you do next now, you cut out Sorry, this was not holding. Let me pin this part again. I need to hold here. Sorry, I pinned here. Then the side also. Sorry, I'll have to do this. So after doing this, you have to add allowance to the side, which I did. I added I'll add half of an inch allowance. Or let me hold this down first. I'll add half of an inch allowance on the sides, the upper parts. Sorry, I have to pin this down. So I'll be adding my half of an inch on this side, half of an inch. I'll add half of an inch round the pattern, just like the way I'm doing, like so. So after we're done doing this, what we'll do next is to sew this. I'll open it. Let me remove the pins. It's for us to sew to make the neck. That's the turtleneck part. So I remove the pin like this, which I will make. Remember the upper part, just notch or mark the upper part so you know you don't sew the upper part on the down part. Please take note of this. Make sure you mark the upper part so you know when sewing. So I place the front side of the band. I front side facing front side, that's the right side facing the right side, that's the wrong side is facing me. So what I did now was to sew around the half of an inch which I added as allowance. So I will mark the half of an inch just like this. I'll be sewing around the half of an inch like so. I'll mark all through like this, half of an inch like so, to the other side of the band. So after doing this, I'll take it to the machine and sew, then bring back for us to see. So I went ahead to sew that, and this is what we are having. I had to iron it, which I'll place on fold like this to look for the midpoint. Remember, we have the upper part of this pattern and the down part, so make sure you take note of that. So I mark the center front, which I have it like so. I'll be doing that also on the other side. I mark the center front. So what I will do next is to take the fabric like this. I'll be placing I'll look for the center front of the fabric also. That's the top. I'll look for the center front of the neck part, which I will mark also here as the center front. So when I mark here as the center front, what I'll do next is to take the band. I'll be sewing one side first, just the way we do our band, then flip to the other side. So I'll take this, place on the wrong side. Remember, place one on the wrong side, just like this. I'll place it on the wrong side. I'll pin down. You have to pin down before sewing so you don't make mistake, or is not, maybe if the fabric is stretchy, please, you have to pin down. Even if it's not stretchy, just pin down to help you a lot. So just pin. I'm pinning down, then I'll have to pin the fabrics together like this. Remember, it's the right side, the wrong side. I'm working on the wrong side. Then I'll later flip to the right side to top stitch. This is how, just the way we do our normal band for our trouser or skirt. So you do that. I'll pin down on this side like this, just like so. I'll do the same thing on the other side, of the neck, which is the front and the center front, and the other side back. So I will complete the pinning. I'll pin this part just like this, just like so. So after doing this, what I will do next is to, let me pin the last part please. So after you're done doing this, what you have to do next is to take to your machine. You sew round, just sew through where you pinned, that's the back like this. You sew through like so. You sew through like this to the end point. So after sewing this, you will now flip to the front side to complete the top stitching. So I went ahead to do that. I sew the front part. This is what we are having. That's the other side, which I'll be taking back to the machine to top stitch. I'll take it like this. I'll take the allowance inside like so, then I'll fold like this to stop stitch on the front part. Please make sure your thread is matching with your fabric. If not, it will show this time that you're using a different thread. Please, so make sure your thread is same with your fabric. So I'll go ahead to do that. I'll join the side, the sleeve from, I'll fold the sleeve like this, join the side of the sleeve. Just look at the way I'll fold it. Just from there, you fold like this, join the side straight to the armhole side. Then I'll do that on the other side. That will bring for us to see the result. So I went ahead to do that. I top stitch the neck side, which I'm having like this, just like so. Then I went ahead also. What you do here is you can choose to use hook and eye, or you can choose to use anything you want to use for the back. If you want to loop, if you're adding loop, you before closing the side of the band, you just add your loop to it. But this time around, I'll be using hook and eye, which I don't have. I'll use the pin force to secure this. I'll be fixing hook and eye later. So I went ahead to do that. We're having the sleeve area like this. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do it to subscribe. Thank you so much for supporting me, and drop your questions on the comment section. I'll gladly reply you. Thank you so much. So we have it like this, which we have the front looking like this, and we have the back longer than the front. So it's up to you how long you want the back, but it's okay like this. So let's wear on the mannequin and see the outcome of the top. So this is where what we are having when I wore it on the mannequin. We see the crop effect on the front side. We see the sleeve when the back side is dropping also. So I think we've come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this, and please share this video for your friends to see, and like, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See you on my next video. See the outcome of it. This is so beautiful. Please, when you try this, please let me know to know how yours came out. Please, thank you so much for watching this. See you on my next video. Bye.